Okay, I'm playing Puzzle Bobble, and this is based on Bobble, but it's the game that I remember from the arcade when I was a kid. I used to remember seeing this at Wonderland in Southern California, and I really liked it. And this is bringing back a lot of memories here. Let's see, one play. I'm gonna play one player. Where to start? From the beginning. Can I continue? Okay, I don't have the password. From the beginning. Alright. So. Oh, gosh, what am I, what am I doing? Okay, so one of the things I like about this is it's very much like Tetris. But in a different way. I mean, you're basically... You got these little cute dragons, and they're that's what Japan's really good on, cute stuff. So they're basically one of them loads the gun or the cannon, and the other one handles it. And it's easy to pick up. It's very easy to understand. It's non-technical control-wise, but then like Tetris, it escalates in difficulty very quickly. That's okay. Maybe I should make them closer together. And those are like egg sacs that they're shooting. Oh, I beat it! Yay! 59 seconds. I was gonna play, I was gonna play Doom, but I was having some trouble getting the controls to work. Play SNES Doom. Interesting thing about the early Doom, it's totally the same engine and graphics as Wolfenstein. I don't even think they changed the rendering of the main character, which is really interesting. I'm gonna go more into that in a different video. I love doing it. This is so much fun, this channel. Got a great bunch of people who were just having fun, just as much fun as me, kind of watching and talking about this stuff. I had a great conversation with, oh, forgive me, my man, I'm blanking on your screen name. But it was about the 80s, and he grew up in the 80s. He was, like, in high school and whatnot, and so we were talking about, I put a video out about what I liked about the 80s, and he was like, well, did you live then? And I said, I was very little. I didn't start school until the 90s, but I have vague, almost like cloudy mirage memories of the 80s. And I think what it is the smells, sounds, and media that I remember as a kid. It brings back just a ton of nostalgia because I don't really remember what it was, but it's like my earliest developmental moments. 80s culture abounded, and at the time, I lived in Maryland. And then moved out to Southern California. Oh man, they really screwed me on this one. Shoot. Oh, good. In Southern California at the time, man, I was like 4, and I could just walk around, and nobody cared. There was a guy down the street, there were a bunch of retirees around me, and he was a woodworker, and I was like, can you make me some blocks? And then he would make me blocks. I remember that. I have pretty vivid memories from when I was 4, but then before that it's a little hazy. My brother claims that he can't remember anything before college, which I think it's just because he doesn't feel like talking about it. But anyway, yeah, it was a great conversation. So we talked about the 80s, and then my video was titled "The Best Decade," and it had a picture of Molly Ringwald. And he was like, it is and always will be the best decade. And I was like, I can't deny that. And so I mentioned a couple films I'd watched, and then he was like, what are your top favorite movies? And it was a really fun conversation. That's the kind of stuff I like. What I don't like is when people give me comments like, anybody ever... Oh, no. If anybody ever watched Filthy Frank. Man, his comments in his videos, obviously, I mean, given what he was producing, just like toxic. And that's the kind of stuff I don't really enjoy, so I having a good time talking about substantive comments and stuff that people enjoy and I enjoy, and we're having like buddy talks almost. But I want to make some more 80s content, so I asked him what do you recommend in terms of further videos? And so I'm hoping to hear back, because if I get a content request from an actual 80s survivor, you can't go any further than that. That's like quality input right there. So I'm watching another one right now. It's got Jason Bateman. So the Brat Pack was, you know, like Emilio Estevez and team, and Rob Lowe was in there, and they were all like, they're all like late 50s right now. Demi Moore, surprisingly, I didn't think she was in as many 80s flicks as she was, but the Jason Bateman, I'm watching a movie right now with him, and it's like late 80s, like 88. So Bateman caught the end of the 80s. He was he's like barely 50 right now, maybe early 50s. Whereas the Brat Pack, they're all almost 60. So he missed it by a couple of years. Like they were all partying and and cheating on each other, and I mean, it's just a really toxic friendships, the Brat Pack. But you know, they developed these classic, iconic movies, and then I watch it, and I'm like, I would never have been friends with these people. You know, some of the stuff that you see in like these 80s flicks, and then at the end of the movie, they're like, "Oh, we're still best friends for life." I'm like, oh man, I would have deleted you from my phone. I guess it was easier back then, though, because nobody had cell phones, so you didn't delete anybody and you forgot that you were mad at them. You didn't have, like, a don't answer or block this number. So they like, a year later, they're like, oh, or, like, you know, in the movie, like, a week later, I don't remember what I was angry about. It was like something awful, like either they robbed you, or they broke up a marriage, or they, like, destroyed your car. I mean, the 80s the ideas were just endless. And, I was, watching, you know, Charlie Sheen was he's just outlandishly crazy with his personal life. And so I you know, speaking of the Brat Pack, I was researching Emilio Estevez, and I went, but, you know, he's more in it than his brother, you know? And then I researched him in the 80s, like, he's definitely got more stability than his brother. But he already had, like, paternity suits, he had, whole dispute with his kids, and he was engaged to Demi Moore, and then he was dating a bunch of models, and so it's like, okay, well, Emilio Estevez clearly had somewhat of a past there. But then Charlie Sheen just never grew out of the 80s, whereas his brother was like, time to grow up, so he's done some directing. I thought he had retired, but he apparently has done, let's see if I can get this one. Apparently there we go. Apparently he's done quite a bit of directing, so he's not screen. But I remember him in Mighty Ducks, and that was like the first movie I saw him in, and it was in the mid-90s. And I just remember him being like really pissed off the whole time. I was like, man, this guy's scary. You know, I didn't realize he was a Brat Pack member. It's funny when you don't really see some of these films until like 30, 40 years later. 20 to 40 years later, and then you're like, just find yourself pausing the movie and just taking in all the sounds and the different environments of the 80s. But yeah, obviously I'm like an 80s fiend, so you'll get that if you watch my channel. I know Matt is too, he likes 80s. Oh, so does Viral Pickle. Apparently he's an 80s junkie as well. So, it's a fun game, I'm having a good time. I love this game. It's relaxing. Yeah, I disabled some of the comments on my video. Some of the stuff I put up, if I get to the point where I'm kind of, you know, no disrespect to anybody, if I'm kind of tired of talking about it, I'll just put the comments, I'll retire the comment section. And that's because my, I want to work on other things, and so if all I'm seeing is, comments that are, like, basically the same, Whoa, that was fast. I will, I can either A, continue to answer them, put up a formal comment on the top of the page, which I don't think anybody reads anyway, or I can, just ignore them, and then they build up, and people get upset. So either way, I don't really win, so I just decided to move on and try some different stuff. So, in terms of AVGN, I did a poll, and people were like, oh, I want to see AVGN, I want to see Mike, I want to see some stuff similar to that. I'm going to put that stuff to rest for a little while. What I will do in terms of anything remotely close to AVGN is I'm going to put up some Bootsy-related material. So apparently he is... this is funny, because you watch my gameplays if you want to hear some of this. Apparently he's got an ongoing relationship with the Attic Dwellers. They're a really cool, zany channel that's been on YouTube for a long time. They're moving on to about 8,000 subs. And, oh, 1 second, I gotta check something here. They're doing well. They come out with, you know, just the funniest stuff. I love it. Oh, okay. I had to check a message there, and I kind of effed myself. But I really enjoy their stuff, and I made a spoof video about them going to Detroit. It was just a fun little thing. And the channel owner, Tig, was like, hey, there's a good chance Bootsy's going to show up on this channel post-COVID, so stay tuned, as Big Papa from Papa John's would say. Stay tuned. Bootsy's going to show up on their channel again, and I'm a huge Bootsy fan. I know people are like, oh, I'm a Mike fan, I'm a James fan. I'm a Bootsy fan. I'm not really... I like Kyle too, but Kyle's kind of just gone, so it's not really anything to talk about. But, I am on the lookout for... I shouldn't have done that. For more content there. More to come. And expect Bootsy to show up on the Attic Dwellers channel post-COVID near you. So more to come there, and that, you know, that's not going to really... there's not going to be a whole lot of stuff that people can really say in terms... Oh, I think I might have... Oh, no! Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead! No! Oh, it's because I paused my phone. Yes. But Bootsy's got he's got 2 Twitters. @RealBootsy is the main one. He's got like almost 20,000 followers. He did a interview with Johnny Cash's daughter, which is really cool. So he had like just under 3,000 views on that. So if you want, watch it and give him some more exposure. He did a really good job on that. Obviously, because he's moving from games to music, it's been slow for him to get a huge following, but he's very talented. I think his stuff will catch on if he keeps it up. Hopefully he doesn't quit. And I'm actually starting I'm starting like a meme-ish attempt to get him to start doing gameplays, and so I'm gonna put up more content there. But it's all in good fun and jest, and it's not negative. And as a big fan of the Boots, I'm gonna come out with some more content there. But in terms of polarizing stuff, I don't really like using YouTube as a political battleground. So you know, I'm learning as I go, obviously. But it's all good. I mean, and you know, and it's funny because I'm talking about just random stuff on this video because this game is actually pretty easy to understand and play. So I'm not really focusing. Sometimes like the one yesterday, one I played recently, Gizmo or Gadget or whatever it was. I was struggling to understand some of the controls, and so I got quiet a few times. Oh man. No, I need some blue. I need some blue. Okay, cool. I'm gonna start using these little thingamabobbers. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in deep doo-doo here. I think I'm gonna die. No. Let go. They're like a little iguana things. Anybody ever read Foxtrot, that comic, Bill Amend? I used to read that all the time in Southern California. And then when I moved out to the East Coast and I was in, like, grade school and stuff. But these characters remind me of the Tamagotchi that was really big, like the little, back when the Pokemon craze was really big. Pokemon still is really big. I'm not a Pokemon person. You probably will rarely... I may try some stuff, but you'll rarely see me play anything like that. But Foxtrot did a really funny... It's about a family, and they did a really funny comic about, the dad is really cheap. And he, the daughter, Paige, wants a, Tamagotchi. And she's like, oh, I want a Tamagotchi, I want a Tamagotchi, I want a Tamagotchi. And so the dad buys her, he goes, sweetie, look what I got you. And then she's so excited, she opens it. She's like, a Tamagotchi? And it's basically this, it's a spoof of the Tamagotchi, and the toy is just like a total D-bag. And it's like, I'm hungry, you know, feed me, blah, blah, I want to eat. And then she's like, yeah, well, I don't feel like feeding you. And then, because she gets tired of it. And then it's like, what do you think happens if I don't eat? And then she's like, you die. And he goes, wrong. Weak Tamagotchis die, but us Tamagotchis, we become immortal. And then you see her, like, pressing the button, like, dramatically, and then he's, like, faster on the pizza button to... But all these things that came out in the late 90s, it was just, like, I just remember everybody at school going nuts, like, oh, I got this, I got that, I got this. And it's cool that these things still have a place on Instagram and YouTube. You know, you have... I didn't realize... I've always just kind of just collected stuff, and I didn't really start social media until recently. But, you know, Instagram especially, people have these crazy awesome collections of just really old stuff. And there's a lot of stores, too. But it's really neat this stuff is, you know, people are keeping this alive. I, for one, think that's really neat. And it's fun to look at all the different stuff. My channel's kind of more open-ended, it's more game-focused, but you have, like, you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there are quite a few channels of those I like to look at. G.I. Joe, retro video games, and I don't like to tie myself to one console. You know, like Pat Contreras, he's like big on NES. He does other stuff too, but that's kind of his name to fame. And I like to just keep it open-ended. So my channel's like vintage, like older games, but at the same time, and that's kind of why I don't care about the resolution on some of my games too, because it's vintage, it's old, it's not supposed to look like perfect, right? Especially since people used to play it on really old non-flat screens. But I also haven't really precluded playing newer games. I just haven't really posted anything on them yet. So keep them coming there. Awesome, I think I beat it. Oh no, that was a... Am I colorblind? That was a green one. I thought it was yellow. I gotta adjust here. Oh no, it took away my... As you get better, it takes away your little thingy. You know, the, It takes away your... what do you call it? Now it's starting to focus. That's why I'm not talking as much. Oh gosh. It takes away your directional piece there. There we go. Okay, cool. Ah! Shoot. Okay, maybe we can... No! I wanted to get all of them. There we go. Yay. I'm starting to... My brain is starting to get fried. This is going on for a long time. I didn't expect for this to be a long play, but it might be. Am I right, Rockin' Cat? I was clearing some stuff off my Instagram and I like clicked on Rockin' Cat reviews and I was like, oh no, I don't want to get rid of him. I love this guy. So no offense, sir. Yes! Oh my gosh. If I were colorblind, I think I'd... So you could go off the character designs in those little bubbles. Like the purple one has like a scary raptor thing, and then you've got like a Roger Rabbit shaped thing in the orange ones. Oh, I'm not. Oh no! Dude, give me something. Okay, this might work. Oh. Ah! I'm gonna die. Okay. I'm still gonna die though. No! Ah! It's a fun game. Round 11. How many levels are there? Good grief. Oh, so, okay, so if I die, it lets me... It gets me the targetal thing again, and then if I really screw the pooch, or if I do really well, it takes it away. Yes. Yay! It's like, you know, you're dealing with, like, a vermin. You know, you're like, okay, I gotta get rid of these cute balls. So I'm going to, you know, put like-kind colors with like-kind colors. And then if you get a new one, you want to start a new invasive, they're like weeds. You want to start a new invasion in different sections so you don't get all the same ones stuck. Or I guess you could stick them on the bottom of something as long as it doesn't obstruct your shot so that you can get rid of them. Oh my gosh, I'm doing like way too well. Gotcha, blue one. Cool. I don't know why I did that. Oh, you Maybe I should have stuck that blue one on the... Okay. So when you get to the end of the level, and it's not very challenging, the game actually gives you the same color so you can just quickly end it. That's pretty cool. It's like a... it's like a, warrior's death for the, for the little creatures in the balls, the egg sacs, or whatever they are. Like, how did, Honest Trailers pronounce it? Bowels! Abs! I've been watching that stuff forever. I haven't watched it as religiously as before, but it's so funny. Especially their Mad Max one, the, Honest Trailers Mad Max. The character Mad Max in a role the real Mad Max became too furious to play. It's just great. You gotta check it out, people, if you haven't seen it. It's so funny. I actually couldn't get through the original Mad Max. I tried to watch it, but the editing is so choppy, and it's almost like amateur. I know it's a cult classic, but the way they animated, or the way they edited that movie, and just the story, and not only that, the thing that bothered me, the post-apocalyptic plot. There's nothing post-apocalyptic about the town. Like, Mel Gibson's character lives in a really nice modern house for the time, and then he goes to work, and like everybody's got like specially cut leather suits, and they're fixing like one car with jury-rigged parts, and it's like, okay, so how can they afford, you know, jobs and they all have nice cars, but then all of their parts are crap that they like find on the side of the road. So a lot of it was, you know, and there was grass, and there was one scene where there's like water on the side of the road, and so I'm like, well, this is very post-apocalyptic. So the one that came out in 2015, Mad Max Fury Road, that was such a good movie. Such a good movie. I enjoyed every second. I watched it recently, actually. Okay, how many levels are there? Oh, getting tired. Ah, this is a bad move. Ah! My depth perception isn't good on this, I guess. Ah! Could have gotten a 4 for... Ah, missed it. Oh. Yay. Oh man, I'm like really not doing good right now. Ah! Yay. Okay. Blast. Oh. Oh, there we go. Cool. Alright. That's pretty cool. So it's just like, oh, you did a good job. Let me just give you some seriously easy last colors there. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on here. Oh! How many levels are in this? I know I've asked that before. Crap. There we go. Oh, that wasn't smart. So, some of them already have 3 or 4 together, and then they're... Yeah. Shouldn't have done that. Blast. I feel like I'm gonna have a seizure with this big bubbles going up in the background. Making me kind of nauseous, actually. Ah! Okay, I'm getting nauseous on this level. Starting to feel, not kidding, starting to feel some drool, kind of. Ooh, man, it's just really bad the way the bubbles are all, like, going up and down. Ah! So change the colors, cool. Oh, that's cool. It's like a little... It's like a Jolly Rancher filled with juice. The gusher. Ah! Screwed the pooch. Okay, I can still... Oh, there we go. Sorry, I really am reacting to all these colors, so I can't really talk that much or I'm gonna have to leave. That's kind of funny, but... I used to feel this way when I played my Game Gear in the car. Ah! That was stupid. Oh, man. Oh, don't give me another one of those. Oh crap, this level's kind of tough. Okay, so now the background's not moving, I feel a lot better. I think I'm gonna lose now. That was... Oh, nothing I'm doing is good. Crap, I'm trying to figure out where to put these. Garbage ones they're giving me. I don't want this. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, that was dumb. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm done for right now, but that was fun. So feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know if you want to see more content, and tune in later. I'll probably pick this up from where I am now, but not today. I'm gonna go get some tea or something and kind of settle my stomach down. Anyway, thanks a lot, and take care.